So if you've been watching my QUASER DR12 or Cyberpunk Gel Ball Blaster videos, I showed you how to add a top rail with a little custom piece I made, and I mentioned at that time that I had found a full kit that I wanted to put on there. So that's kind of what I'm showing in this video. So it's kind of a build plan, but it's also going to show you the inside of the blaster. So I was hoping I'd be able to add this on, since it's basically just a barrel and a stock piece, without taking it apart. But that's not going to be the case with this one at all. And in fact, this is one of the best made, hardest to take apart blasters I have seen. All right, so it does just take a single Allen wrench. And I can't even tell you if I can read the size off of here. I can't. But metric, of course. And the one thing that first confused me is I went to open the back and I couldn't find the Allen wrench that fit these. Well, that's because they're not really screws. And so those aren't even a real size Allen wrench. So nothing fit those. Figured that out and started just removing every little screw that I could find. So there's a lot of screws this size. You can see they're all Allen wrench screws. And throughout the whole blaster. And I'd still, first of all, it's almost inevitable that you'll always miss one. One that's even in plain sight you'll miss, and you can't figure out why it's not opening, and then you'll see, oh yeah, I missed that one. So of course that happened, not a big deal. But then there's still another one I couldn't find, and so what you have to do here is there's this black panel right here. So you just kind of pop that off with a flathead screwdriver if you've got a little pry piece, and there's a screw right there you got to get off too. So lots of screws on this one. Okay, so we can take a look at the inside now, and it's a pretty nice blaster. Obviously we've got the connection points back here to power the magazine. That's the magazine release trigger. You can see the actual gearbox here. So the barrel itself is this one, and so it's a metal barrel. Now because of this longer piece, I was able to mate this up. It should be perfectly straight, but we will see because I had a little T-piece remnant here, so it fit in there perfectly nice and flush. So I think we'll be okay, because that's going to connect right there and go through to the end of this, which goes on right here. Okay, so that's how I'm going to use that. So that's what's missing. But you can see the feed tube, obviously the switch for your trigger, the MOSFET. I believe that's what that's called, at least. This is a lot, as far as I know. Like I said, if I misspeak on a term, just know it was an accident. I have no intent to mislead anyone. So if you're one of those crazy Australians who are hardcore about gel ball blasters, just know it's a simple mistake if it happens. But so there you go. Show you the inside, right? And again, lots of work getting these out. They're deep, long screws. They're in super tight. And it's even hard to get them with this. You'll feel this torquing like you think you might break it. And then you may have to use, like I said, a little pry bar, a very thin flathead to go ahead and pop some different pieces apart. So since I have it all apart, and since that other piece I'd made here had left some marks, I'll probably go ahead and just remove these pieces that are there for priming. So those will come off easily, and then I'll probably paint out that whole, slide. Got the rail that's going to go on top, right? And so this actually is made to fit on there perfectly. I haven't actually tried that yet, but I assume it is made to line up. It looks like it, and go right over the top. Yep. So it even takes that little bump into consideration. So that's where that will line up. So that's kind of nice that that works perfect. This pretty much works perfect. Just had to do some sanding. That'll sit there. You reuse this piece. This front piece goes and just slides down in there. And then this will just clip on over the top, and you'll glue that down, right? So that's how that works. On the back, unfortunately, this piece, even though it looked identical and I thought there'd be no issues, I had to do a lot of kind of sanding and cutting away extra pieces there so that this can go on there perfectly. And then we'll use this stock, a cool CQB style stock from XFORCETAC USA is what we'll go ahead and put on there. So I'm looking forward to getting it done. I'm going to make sure that I have extra barrel that sticks out here. I was thinking of going with the orange tip for safety, and then have a threaded piece right there so that even though this comes out like this, that you'd still be able to put some sort of very short barrel or short flash hider, short muzzle, that kind of thing on the end, and of course a tracer if you wanted to. So there's the inside of the QUASER DR12 and this build plan with this 3D printed kit that I found on thingiverse.com. Comments, questions posted below. Of course, like, subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and participate in all the monthly giveaways. Thanks.